So I did a live earlier showing how to use modeling paste with a palette knife and a stencil. And you just lay it on there and then smear the modeling paste on with your palette knife and then let it dry. Now, on this one I did by adding acrylic paint to the modeling paste and then smeared it on. So I let it dry, or you can use an heat gun or air dryer. Now this page, I am not happy with it. I just don't like the lettering at all. And hey, I tried, and I'll still keep practicing and trying. So I decided I'm going to cover, because I love Blessed Assurance, it's my favorite hymn, and I don't want to just obliterate it, but I'm going to tear some of this textured paper to use behind one of these butterflies and layer that. I think that'll be really pretty. So I'm really liking that. I want to distress this side a little bit. I don't think I want to tear it. I like the clean cut look of it, but I am going to distress it a little bit just to age it out. This is ledger paper, I think from like 1905. I picked these up at thrift shows, craft shows, junk sales. They're getting harder and harder to find. So they're really special to me, but grab them if you see them, but don't. Some people are way overcharged, I think, are overcharging. I want this to be pretty vintage looking too, so just play with, oh, look how it's picking up that dark over the top of it, and then I want to do the edge on that as well. Just want to age this out, give it some personality, some age, some history, and look how that gold's bringing that gold out of the butterfly. But I think it needs another layer, but I don't want it to be too crazy heavy. Let's see what I have here. Maybe some of this metallic would be pretty right behind that. Yep, I like that. And maybe a little bit up here. But I don't want to cover my title, but that's kind of framing that out, and I really like that. So I'm probably not going to have any words on here but Blessed Assurance, and then I want to show you this page. So let me get that glued. I love working in these hymn books. They're very old. I don't remember when they were published, but I love working with them. This is scrapbook paper I found at a thrift shop. This was the cover, and I actually just went ahead and did the modeling paste method. Just grab that piece of covering. And then I like this at the top. We brought in some vintage, but we also brought in, oh, I like this behind there. Oops. Put that there. And the butterflies. This is a watercolor I did several weeks ago. I got kind of on a butterfly kick, and I love them. They're so fun. They're so forgiving, because if the leaves are a little wonky or lopsided, that's okay. And I love that. I think that looks really good. Make sure you get your edges down. And there you go. Yep, layers. I could also come back with a Sharpie or a Micron. Get a Sharpie. Microns are so tempting. I love them, but sometimes if you get glue or something on them, you kill it. It's dead. It's over. So I try to just use them in lettering or when things are completely dry. So that's giving it another dimension. Some of you are gritting your teeth at my messy, inaccurate lines. If you want to use a ruler, use a ruler. And I think I do want a little more depth, and so I want to use, I think I'm going to use Stabila because this is water soluble, and when I put water on it, I'm going to glue that a little better. A lot better on that texture that wasn't laying down real well. And so I'm putting this here. And then with a wet, wow, I did not, it's taking a lot of glue to get on that texture. After it dries, I can add more. But see how that Stabilo, I am so sorry, how the Stabilo pencil gives it a shadowed effect because it's water soluble. And you could use the fat ones if you wanted to bring in a little color. Let me keep that a gold. Just kind of a warm gold. Let's just see. This is the funnest part about any medium, is layering and layering and getting more and more dimensions and color, shadow and highlight, shadow and highlight. I think I'm gonna make this edge pop out, kind of frame it out. And I think I am going to bring a little bit of blue to draw out that blue there. And look how that's dripping. I'm gonna wet it. I'm liking that. And I think I do want a little bit of drip. So personally, I love to just sit down and do rows and rows of whatever you're into, what mushrooms or butterflies or roses. You can see I stenciled roses over here, and do whole sheets of them and then cut them out, or as I did here, leave it on the ledger paper or whatever paper. And then you have a little basket full of ephemera or fodder from different things. And it's simple to just grab it out. If I don't do that, I find myself, oh, what should I put? Where should I put? And it takes longer to do the project. And so that's why once I get like, I want to learn a mushroom, and so I'll paint pages and pages of it on little pieces of paper and on big pieces of paper. And then you have, like I said, good tools to build a page, or these would look so cute on a canvas or behind glass, an acrylic frame. There's no limit to it. So after that dries, I'll use a heat gun, but I want to move to this page with the stencils because it's good and dry. And I want to get that aged effect in there. So I'm going to start with this vintage green. I don't even know the color, but I just want to play with this and see how it waters once you put the water on it. Let's just see what it does. I'm going to bring you a little closer. And let's see what that green does. That's really pretty. It's bringing out the leaves here and there around the roses. And you can pick up that watercolor again with your wet brush. I didn't have to put more on. Isn't that pretty? Let's get, use this. I love pink. I'm all for the pink. This is water soluble as well. I just want to see. This is the fun thing about playing. Like, I played on this page. I didn't love it. You can go back and redo it. It's not, don't throw it away. You can always build layers. You can nothing is finished until it's finished. You know what I mean? Don't give up on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Play with it, layer upon layer. And I think it'll be fun to put a scripture, a quote on a piece of paper. I'll try and hand letter again better this time, and maybe some foam dots after this dries. And I think I want to bring in some more gold, like I did over here. So it ties in both pages, kind of. I think after that dry, well, you can see the dimension, how the color has run around the modeling paste, the dried modeling paste stencil. You can see how it did here by brushing that brown over the top of it. It just picks up that texture and creates a whole new dimension for you. This was the one I showed in the live. And I used the same stencil as here. And I have not highlighted. Let me do a little brown on this just to see. I'm just using watercolor and see how that ages it. And the color sets down kind of like a stain or antiquing. And that color sets down inside. That is going to be a gorgeous background to a page, or this would be so pretty as a layer on a canvas. That's interesting how it just brought it out to another whole dimension. And when it dries, of course, it'll look a little different. You can see I rubbed some white over the top of this one. And then the dark over this one. So again, anything you do, there's no limit. Just play with it, have fun with it. If you don't like it, throw it away. Or use it as a background layer to build other layers on. But I'm really happy with this. I think I'm going to do that right now in front of you. I'm going to get a bright reddish pink watercolor. And I want to brighten up these roses. So I'm going to bring more. And that gives it another whole dimension and depth. And it's making those rose petals pop away from the page. And I like that these are softer. They're like more faded out. They don't have to all be the same color. Isn't that fun? And some green for the leaves again. Let's make some of these leaves pop. Like that. I'm loving that green, how it's popping. And I'm just barely now touching the top of the leaves. With the stencil and modeling paste, and you got a beautiful background, I think this would be gorgeous with just one word here, like refuge or steadfast. And I think that's a gorgeous page combination. Blessed assurance and have thine own way. I will take pictures of the finished product and post them. Thanks for watching. Isn't that what we want? Went to Shreveport and for our daughter's ordination. We're so proud of her. And then on the way, we stopped in Canton to check out a retreat venue. And of course, I popped into a thrift shop. So I thought it would be fun to show you some things that I found value in. And I haven't done these yet, but this was the first thing. I've bought a few of these. This children's cardboard, the heavy stock. the heavy stock. The heavy stock. And I bought several because I think that would be a really easy, quick journal. And because it's already bound, it's got nice thick pages. You could glue, you could glue, you could pick. You could glue, you could paint, you could Mod Podge. And so that was the first thing I got, and it was 79 cents. So you can find these at thrift stores everywhere. People clean out their closets, and that is a nice collectible to have on site. And I think I do want to do a class eventually. So if you want to start collecting these. The second thing I found was I always look for books or inspiration, and I found this beautiful The Realism Challenge by Mark Really. I've never used his work before, but I love how realistic his art is and how he does shadowing. So if you ever come across this, I highly recommend it.
And I'll tell you right now, Jesus don't want us to suck. You know? And that's all I gotta say about that, man.
Jesus knows we're gonna suck, but we're sinners. So I'm saying Jesus just wants us to fuck a little bit less every day.
I'm going to do this for the right reasons. Because I came from, there was a time where